When it comes time to actually sit down and study the language that you're learning, there are two big obstacles that we face. The first is, one, we feel that we just don't have the time to sit down and study the language, and two, that we just don't have the energy to sit down and study the language. Our day-to-day responsibilities can take a huge chunk of our time and energy, and sometimes it's hard to just sit down and find the motivation to work on the language that you're learning. But there is one simple trick that you can use to get yourself to study language every single day, and that's to commit to only 5 minutes of learning. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but these 5 minutes actually add up quite quickly. When you think about it, that's 35 minutes per week and just over 2 hours of study per month. Again, that might not seem like a whole lot, but if it's getting that 2 hours in per month or not getting anything in at all, then you're already ahead of the game. The other great news about this strategy is that even if you're super busy, you're guaranteed to have at least 5 minutes of free time in your day. At least 5 minutes that you could spend studying language rather than being on BuzzFeed or Facebook or YouTube. You may need to get a little bit creative to fit this 5 minutes in, but if you really take a look at your schedule and figure out how much time you actually spend on hold, standing in line, commuting, or dare I say even in the restroom, you'll quickly find there are plenty of 5-minute blocks that you can use to incorporate a little bit of language study into your daily routine. So here are 30 things that you can do in 5 minutes or less to learn a language. 1. Duolingo. I know that a lot of language learners have mixed feelings about Duolingo, but I found that it can actually be a really great review for grammar or vocabulary when you just don't have a lot of time to study. 2. Flashcards. You can use apps on your phone, apps on your desktop, or even paper flashcards if you prefer. You can use your 5 minutes to either create a new set of flashcards to study, or you can use it to review flashcards that you've already created. 3. Record a video on Instagram or Snapchat. 4. Watch a video on YouTube. There's tons of great content under 5 minutes on YouTube. 5. Write a short journal entry. You get bonus points if you post this on italki or Lang8. 6. Drops. Drops is actually an app that I just discovered on my phone. It's available for languages like French, English, German, Italian, and Spanish. And you're given 5 minutes to work through the language per day if you have the free account, so it's perfect. 7. Listen to a song in your target language. Most songs are under 5 minutes in length, so this is the perfect activity. You can also look up the lyrics online so that you can read along or sing along, or you could just try and see how much you understand listening to the song without the lyrics. 8. Participate in a quick chat on HelloTalk. The great thing about this language learning app is that you can pop in for 5 minutes, talk, and then go about your day. 9. Play a word game, either with yourself or someone else. 10. Go through a page of your phrase book. Most phrase books are nice and small, so you can actually get through an entire page in about 5 minutes. 11. Start distilling your notebook. Go through the notes that you've taken and highlight the phrases that still aren't sticking with you. 12. Listen to a recording or 2 or 3 on Forvo. Forvo has an impressive library of recordings in languages from around the world, and it's a great place to get some pronunciation practice in. 13. Listen to a 1-minute lesson on Radiolingua. They have lessons available in 20 different languages, everything from Zulu to Catalan to Greek. 14. Do a bit of math or counting. If you're struggling with numbers in your target language, this is the perfect exercise for you to do. 15. Change the language of your preferred device or social media channel into your target language. You could do this with Facebook, with your phone, with your computer. It can be great practice because you'll suddenly need to navigate something that you're always using in your target language. 16. Read a few text excerpts on BlueBlue. If you're signed up with a free account on BlueBlue, you're given a 5-minute timer to work through as many exercises as you can, so that's perfect, again, for this exercise. 17. Participate in the Instagram Language Challenge hosted by Lindsay Dow. You can find this by searching the hashtag IGLC on Instagram. 18. Find a Facebook group for people who are also learning your target language. Join and leave a message introducing yourself in your target language. 19. Spend some time thinking about your language learning goals. It's really good to limit the time you spend on this activity because we can get a bit carried away with the planning sometimes. 20. Start to put together a music playlist in your target language. You could do this on Spotify or even YouTube. 21. Subscribe to Learn with Oliver's newsletter for your target language. And then go through the first list of words and phrases that you receive in your email when you sign up. 22. Visit a news site in your target language. Go through the headlines of some of the articles to see how much you understand. 23. Join an online language learning course and watch the first video. There are a ton of fantastic language learning courses out there, and shameless plug, I happen to have one. It's called Say Goodbye to Shy, and it's over at fluentin3months.com, and you can find a link to it in the description below. 24. Label a room in your house with sticky notes. You can also use flash sticks if you prefer beautifully designed pre-printed sticky notes. 25. Find a word frequency list in your target language, and if one isn't available in your target language, find one that's in your native language and start to translate the words into your target language. 26. Take a look at your languages page on Omniglot. Omniglot is a fantastic resource, and they have tons of information available on a variety of languages. 27. If you haven't already, learn 2 of the most important sentences you can know in your target language. The first is, how do you say in your target language? And the second is, can you please repeat that slowly? If you already know how to say those 2 things, decide on 2 more important phrases that you could know in your target language and figure out how to say them. 28. Spend some time with the writing system. Find a printout of the alphabet and spend some time with it. If you're learning a language like Chinese that doesn't use an alphabet, you can find a printout of radicals or something like that to get you started. Once your 5 minutes is up, pin that page somewhere where you will see it often. 29. Talk to yourself. See if you can make it through the entire 5 minutes without stopping. If you do stop, it's okay. Just make sure you note where you got stuck. And 30. Find a study buddy. You can find someone on HelloTalk or italki or even Lang8. So if you would like this list as a printable checklist, I've included a link in the box below for more information on how you can get that. You can hang it in your study space so that you can see it, so that whenever you're feeling stuck learning your language, you have a quick 5-minute activity that you can do. So now I'll turn it over to you. What are some of the things that you do to study your language when you're feeling pressed for time? I'd love to hear about what you do in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button to get more language learning tips just like this. Thank you so much for watching.